Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. So now guys, in this video we're visiting Malam Buhari's Effiong the houseboy, Hope Uzodinma, of course, Malam Buhari's #1 boy. Guys, I bring you this. Group reacts as Nigerians nickname Uzodinma Supreme Court governor. So now, crybaby Hope Uzodinma, of course, now is now crying at Nigerians giving him his proper official title. So the headline again: Group reacts as Nigerians nickname Uzodinma Supreme Court governor. So now let's now see what the crybaby is making of his nickname. The Imo Council of Elders has said that it is derogatory for members of the opposition to continue to address Governor Hope Uzodinma as Supreme Court governor. The elders maintained that using such an appellation for the state governor is an insult to the people of Imo, connoting that the people never voted for him. So let me just pause there for a moment, because there are two elements in that second sentence. So the person that is being nicknamed Supreme Court governor is of course the Supreme Court governor Hope Uzodinma, because of course he is a Supreme Court governor. The Supreme Court of Nigeria, i.e. Malam Buhari's Supreme Court, gave him the governorship of Imo State, because of course the governor of Imo State is Emeka Ehidioha. But of course we all know what happened. So now for this group of elders to say that it is an insult to the people of Imo, that is a complete misinterpretation of facts, because the appellation is not to the people of Imo, but it is to the governor of Imo State. So now, if the governor of Imo State was a legitimate governor, you might have an argument that that appellation is a reflection of the people, because the people of course voted for the governor. So now if we go on to the second half of that sentence, connoting that the people never voted for him, of course the people never voted for. Everybody knows that nobody voted for Hope Uzodinma. Everybody knows, every single person knows that Hope Uzodinma is not the governor of Imo State. The only person that is of the view that Hope Uzodinma is the governor of Imo State is the Supreme Court, and it is the Supreme Court that actually conferred that status on him. So it is the Supreme Court and no one else. Hope Uzodinma actually came fourth in that election. So even if you are saying that Emeka Ehidioha is illegal in some way, the next person that I should then go to is not Hope Uzodinma, who came fourth, but the person that actually came second. In fact, I am going to run you through the top 4 results of Imo State. So during the last election, that is. So at the top spot, the winner, as we all know, is Ehidioha Emeka, male, PDP, and he scored 273,404 votes. So that is the votes. Those are the numbers of votes that made Emeka Ehidioha the winner of that state. So now if they are saying now that Emeka Ehidioha is not actually the legal winner, he did not comply by one rule or the other, and they have to disqualify him, it is not then Hope Uzodinma that they should go to. So let me take it from the top again. Emeka Ehidioha, male, PDP, 273,404 votes. So he won. The next in line is Nwosu Uche, male, of the party AA, and he scored 190,364. So that's the number 2 guy. So now the number 3 guy, I might struggle with his first name, Araruame Ifeanyi Godwin. That's the number 3 guy. So he scored, so he's male as well. APG is his party, and he scored 114,606 votes. So now that is the number 3 guy. And then the number 4 guy, the 4th guy, Uzodinma Hope Odidika, male, APC, 96,458. So this is now the guy that they have now declared the winner of Imo State. So if we are discounting Emeka Ehidioha, who scored over 300% of the votes that Hope Uzodinma scored. Then the next port of call should have been Uwosu Uche, who scored 190,364 votes. So if we are discounting Nwosu Uche as well, the next port of call then should be Araruame Ifeanyi Godwin, male APGA, who scored 114,676 votes. But they have discounted all of this to go now to Hope Uzodinma, who scored 96,458 votes. So Hope Uzodinma is not even in the equation at all under any circumstances that anybody can describe as normal. But then, of course, nobody of any sane mind can ever describe anything that is Nigeria or Nigerian as normal. And this yet is another example of that. Somebody that came number 4 in an election was declared by fiat by some Supreme. Anyway, this is Nigeria, and this is what goes on. I just wanted to make that point, especially off the back of that comment made by these elders. So they said the elders maintained that using such appellation for the state governor is an insult to the people of Imo State. Well, we've already seen how the people of Imo State voted. So the people of Imo State are nothing to do with Hope Uzodinma, connoting that the people never voted for him. Well, we've seen the figures and we know for fact and for certainty that the people never voted for him. So let's just carry on, see what else the elders are saying. The elders also said they were in support of the current probe by the Imo State House of Assembly of the alleged missing 19.63 billion naira local government funds under the administration of our former governor Emeka Ehidioha. Dr. Edmund J.K. Onyibuchi, chairman of the Imo Elders Council, who made the remarks on Tuesday at a press conference, said the elders of the state will henceforth tackle any individual/group who continue to address Uzodinma as a Supreme Court governor. We are using this opportunity to warn those unpatriotic persons/groups to stop forthwith addressing the governor as a Supreme Court governor, as the elders of Imo will not take it lightly, because those who are doing this are insulting the people of Imo who voted massively for Senator Hope Uzodinma as governor of the state, he stated. So now, of course, I mean, I don't even have to say anything. This is an Igbo matter, but then, of course, we all know that Ghana must go bags has changed hands. Somebody has visited some people in the dead of the night with a boot full of 1,000 naira notes to make them billionaires overnight, because this is absolutely ludicrous. I mean, sometimes, you know, an elder, if they see something that is wrong, but they don't want to take a position because that position might be one, escalating the situation, or two, detrimental to their own position, they just maintain a dignified silence. So a dignified silence is what the elders of that particular region should have maintained in this particular instance, because really it stretches credulity and it also puts their credibility on the line for them to suggest that somebody who we all know factually by virtues of figures and statistics that is publicly published, that we all know came forth in an election, then by some sort of osmosis becomes the governor of the state via a Supreme Court ruling, and you're asking the people not to call this person a Supreme Court governor because the people voted massively for him. We have the figures. We have the figures. The Emeka Ehidioha figures are 3 times the amount of figures that this guy got. And by the way, this Hope Uzodinma figures would have been, there's a lot of rigging in it, but then there's a lot of rigging in all the figures, so you can discount the rigging as well. But the Emeka Ehidioha figures are over 3 times the figures that Hope Uzodinma scored, almost 4 times the figures that Hope Uzodinma scored. The next in line, Nwosu Uche, he scored 190,000 and odd, and Hope Uzodinma scored 96,000 and odd. So that the second place guy is almost nearly twice as much votes as Hope Uzodinma as well. So how the elders then can in all good conscience come into the public space, come into a public space and announce to their people that you have to stop calling this guy who is a Supreme Court governor, to stop calling him what he is, which is a Supreme Court governor. And the reason why they're asking you to stop calling him a Supreme Court governor, which is exactly what he is because the elders will have you have it that the people of Imo State voted massively for this guy. So if the people of Imo State voted massively for Hope Uzodinma, then I would suggest that the elders of Imo State go immediately to Abuja and speak directly to Mahmood Yakubu, because all of the figures that Mahmood Yakubu published are wrong. Because the figures that are Mahmood Yakubu, the guy who superintended, who supervised the elections, the figures that he published is nothing to suggest that Hope Uzodinma was voted for by anybody. We have seen and read the figures. We all know the figures. So if the elders of Imo State know differently, then they should go immediately to Abuja and speak to Mahmood Yakubu, because all these figures now that is published on the INEC website, they are completely wrong. Because these figures, of course, suggest that nobody voted for Hope Uzodinma. Conversations in the comment section, the crybaby governor, the Supreme Court governor, you take your pick. This guy has so many appellations. Look at it, it looks comical as well. I don't like to comment on people's looks normally, although I do enjoy referring to Oshiomhole as the short little man from Edo State, but I don't really like to comment on people's looks personally. But this Hope Uzodinma, if there was ever a guy that likes the look of a Naira note, this is the guy. This is a guy that loves his money and is now being put in charge of Imo State. So to continue from where Rocha's Iberiberism Okorocha finished. Conversations in the comment section. This is one for the Igbos, but it is really one for all of us. What says you? The Supreme Court governor or a crybaby governor? You take your pick. Come share thoughts. But before you do that, click on the red subscribe button so it turns gray. Bell button notifies you every time I drop a new video. Then come, let's exchange ideas on this now abracadabra figures that the Imo elders are trying to majority us with in the comment section. So I'll leave you here. Carry this conversation on with you in the comment section. But here I say peace.